Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Three Bros and a Mike.
Yeah.
You know who we got here, man? We got Mark, J Mac, Mike, and a special honoree.
She's back, y'all.
Yes, Isla is back with us.
We got her back.
Big Zay couldn't be here tonight, man, so Isla is stepping up and stepping in.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
So today, man, we're gonna have a good conversation, man. So hopefully y'all enjoy, comment, subscribe,
Like, hit that smash. Yeah, smash that like button. Follow 100.
Yeah. So today, man, I want to talk about how technology has ruined us.
What you mean by that, bro?
Oh man. So in the line of work that I do, I work with in the school system with technology is everything, especially since the pandemic has come around. So I was able to go in and watch a class, and the Wi-Fi went out, and it didn't work, and the teacher was like frantic and like, okay, well, we can't use the Chromebooks, we can't use the iPads, so everybody just put your head down. We're just gonna, rest for a little minute,
Right.
take a break, or we're just gonna go to recess or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just amazing how much technology has consumed us to the point where we think we can't function, without it. And it made me think about if it's like this in the schoolhouse, how is it at work, at your workplace, or even at home,
Right.
or even in day to day. Like I can't think of a car that I don't pass by with somebody's not gonna have their phone up, in their face, trying to figure out where they're trying to go, or they just, looking in the mirror.
Right.
Their phone is their mirror, or anything. So it just made me think about how I think technology it's a play on words. It's ruining us because we don't know how to just sit down and have a conversation. We don't know how to just disconnect when we get home or wherever we are, even when we just hang out. Like as soon as you go to a restaurant now, half the time, what do you see? Kid on the iPad, parents on the phone, and there's no reconnection. So what y'all thinking?
I don't know. I think technology, I wouldn't necessarily say it's ruined us. Technology has been amazing, right? Like, I mean, it's advanced a lot of things, right? It's cut back on so many additional, resources and things that we normally would have used or would have utilized. I think it's just outpaced itself is how I would look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's moving faster than we need it to. But it's necessary. It's certainly necessary. Like technology has cut down on so many things for us, right? Like it's helped mitigate, it's helped alleviate so many things for us. But to your point, I 100% agree. Right? Like, I mean, if you have to look to yourself and say I don't have iPads to teach my students, or I'm lacking this resource and I can't lead my class, that's a problem, right? Because I'm from the era where it was chalkboards and overhead projectors. You know what I'm saying? Dry erase markers, even before then, right? Overhead projectors. So if you feel like you're that
I do.
You remember that, right?
I do.
Right. So it's I mean, technology has assisted us in so many ways, but I just think it's grown so fast. It's almost kind of virulent. It's I don't know. I think it's just much more faster than what we had anticipated and what we can really handle. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say that if you really need to have a balance, a healthy balance?
I feel there needs to be some there needs to be regulation with there has to be boundaries, right?
For sure.
There has to be boundaries with it because it's so the thing is it learns from technology learns from its previous mistakes,
right,
and it grows from that. And it exponentially grows from that, right? And so it's just we as humans, we can't process, bro, 10 years ago, there was no Instagram. 10 years before that, there was no Facebook, right? We had what was it, Black Planet or MySpace or something, right? So it's just it grows much more faster than we can even comprehend. Our kids can comprehend. Now, with my god babies, they know how to work YouTube and YouTube channels it's better than I do.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, it's I think it's necessary. It's super dope.
Yeah.
I can tell you all the advantages of it, but it is a detriment for us.
What you think, Mark?
Bro, you know it's bad. My 1-year-old at home is saying tablet. Like, just take that in for a second. You know, ask for food. You know, go through the potty training stuff, but tablet.
Yeah.
Always circulating something around for a tablet, but definitely at home, relationship wise, it's completely changed everything. So, you know, when you see something trending or coming up on, it's always a topic of discussion. Hey, you saw this on whatever site, you know, for the day. So you got to pull the phone out, start looking. You do some research, you Google. So before you know it, you're out on this thing when you're supposed to talk about something else. So it's a total different connection that you've established. So, and then this becomes a precedent, right? Every day you're doing the same thing. So instead of winding down the right way and connecting and talking about your day, you talk about somebody else's day, right? Somebody you basically paying somebody else's bills, right? Throwing up clicks, on likes, you know, reality TV, whatever it is. So it's completely changed the way we talk, when we socialize.
Interesting.
How you feeling, girls?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with everyone. I definitely think that without technology, you know, we wouldn't be where we are today. Technology is amazing. But definitely that you have to be careful with how much you consume because one, with technology, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And something that you really consume yourself in, you can start to believe that can be completely wrong, completely just a false narrative. And and because you are so consumed in technology and like you said, it becomes a part of your day, now you're living a life that you otherwise wouldn't have lived if you were to just open up a book. And so especially like in my relationship with my husband, it was a part of
Just a bar.
It was a part of
that's a bar. That was a bar. If you would have just opened up a book.
I mean, but seriously, you have to be intentional about it because, you know, shout out to my husband, JB. We just got married.
What's up?
And when we were in the process of getting married and going through training, our pastor was saying, when you come home, put the phone on the table, actually talk to each other. Yes. And say, you know, how was your day? Like, at least give yourself 10, 15 minutes each day. You know, you should do more without the phone just to, you know, connect with one another. Have we done that yet? Not every day. But it's something that you think of. And then, like, my New Year's resolution was actually pick up a book. Read books. So now I've started to, ever since January, at least read a book a month. And it's really opened up my mind and opened up my knowledge because without it, you know.
Dope.
So how do you feel about, since you brought up books?
Yes.
Ebooks versus an actual book.
So
Big difference.
Ooh, that's a good.
It is a big difference.
A great question.
And you know what? There are lots of disparities in libraries right now. Because I used to live in Gwinnett County, and whenever I wanted a book, because I like to specifically intentionally read books by Black women and Black men, I could get the book. Or if it was a very popular book, it may take me like a month or so to get the book. Because I'm broke, I'm not trying to buy a $30 book. I want to borrow a book.
Who is?
Right. When I moved to Fulton County, it's taking 2 months to get one book. And so it's like difficult. So I will say the last book I read, it was an ebook, and I caught myself. I would read, and I'm like, oh, it is good. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I get a little TikTok notification. Hold on, let me go to It's so hard because you can be very efficient, but if you are so consumed in technology like we are, no matter how intentional you are, you're always going to go back to what you know best, which is that phone, that technology.
And you're absolutely right, because I work with 16 other awesome people in my department, man, and they all love to read books for the most part, but they're always on, what is it, the Kindle,
the Nook, the Kindle,
the Kindle Fires, and almost all of them have a library card, and they still go to the library. You know, for most of them that I know that work with me, you know, I hear them talk about, hey, I went to the library, I checked out a book, and I'm sitting there thinking, but they got it online. You know, you can literally go Fulton County Library online and pull their token electronically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, and then I think about in the household. You brought up a good point with you and JB. It's just like when I go to bed, the last thing on my mind should be let me check that TikTok one more time.
I know.
On my Facebook one more time. On my emails one more time.
It's so bad.
Just in
Yeah.
case. I think I missed something.
Yeah.
Let me go back. And then next thing I know, if I get down at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, now it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have literally lost like 4 hours of sleep.
Damn.
That endless scroll. That endless scroll.
Like, yeah, I don't know why that is. That's why I thought about this topic, man, with technology ruining us, because it's a play on words, like I said earlier, but it's how you use the technology, right? That makes the difference. People, shine upon technology a lot, but I think it's how you use it will dictate if it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positives, like you said, Mike. Jobs. When you're trying to find a job, a lot of people are going to Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn.
Yep.
All these other ones, and they're great because some people don't do well with job interviews, in person.
Yeah.
So they say, "Hey, here's my work. Here's my body of work. Here's my resume," and then you come in and have a conversation or something like that. But then on the flip side of that, you go to the playground. It's a playground, and I literally see kids wanting to be on their phones or on their iPads versus interacting with other kids.
Wow.
And now you're digging into socialization.
Oh,
Yeah.
And now when they get older, they're going to be so isolated and so depending upon technology that in the pandemic, there were a lot of kids that hurt themselves and killed themselves because they didn't have the technology or the socialization skills to prosper. And it made me think, like, wow, like as adults and as parents and as husband and wives, like, what do you do when you see your significant other or your goddaughters or cousins, little cousins going off on the deep end? You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is like, constant, like it's always a TikTok show or it's always a technology show. Like you can't have a conversation with somebody without this
Your
thing
phone.
in their hand.
Like sometimes this is like my, like when I'm walking alone or anywhere, I for some reason have to have my phone in my hand. That's not good. That's not good.
How you feel about that, Mike?
I don't know. Like her analogy kind of reminded me of chain smokers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're like, it's mechanical at some point.
Right.
Where it's like you don't think about it. You have to have a bogey like in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like so her mentioning that, I feel like that's like, that's the case with a lot of like, new contemporaries, the new generation. Like it's just you have to have that phone in your hand, right? You have to go to sleep with your phone in your hand. You have to like,
literally sleep with your phone.
Like legit,
it's
like
bad.
like she said.
So bad, yeah. No, yes, it is so bad.
You do your traditional stroll.
And you fall asleep.
You fall asleep on it. You plug it back up, and So I don't know. It's a very weird thing, but like I do want to highlight that like technology has been like incredible too, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
for sure.
Like it's been amazing. So you got people that like argue both sides, right? What technology has afforded us and has done. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cut a lot of stuff in half for us. At the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna still stick with like the whole outpacing thing. Like I think it's necessary. Yeah. It's just like it's growth that we just aren't. We don't necessarily, we can't like adjust to or adapt to. We're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
And it's only going like double. Like it doubles exponentially
every 10 years.
It and it's just we can't keep up with it.
I will say this: before I got my new vehicle 2 years ago, I had a Chevy Tahoe, 06 Chevy Tahoe.
Right.
Shout out to Big Sully, man. I miss you.
Hey! Shout out Sully.
Paid off and everything. Man.
All right.
But anyway, I never was fond of. I was like, I don't need no new car with no rear view mirror, like no rear view camera.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't need that. It's like I just look out the window and back that thing up, right? Then when I got the new car, it changed my entire focus in life. But then I found myself feeling lazy. You get where I'm going with this? Yeah. Like now when I back up, I don't even look to the left or to the right. I'm looking at the camera. So technology is very advanced.
That's tech.
It has helped us out a lot. But at the same time, you know what it does? It hurts me because then when I get in somebody else's car who don't have a camera,
Talk nice.
I'm sitting there like
saying.
this. I'm like, wait, no, I got
Yep.
You know. But here's my question to y'all. And each one of y'all would love for y'all to answer this. How long could you go without technology?
I'm old school, man. Like I'm legit like old school, like to the T. Like tech has been amazing, but like to that same analogy, it's just like, yo, if I hop in somebody else's whip and I don't got that camera, I still need to learn or know how to like parallel park, right?
Yeah,
Like the basics, right? I still need to know trigonometry. I still need to know like some of like the foundational stuff. And tech has like stripped all of that away to where like the learning curve, you can like go from here to here in just that amount of time, right? So it's just like, I mean, it's cut the learning curve, but like I feel like there still should still be like some rudimentary, you know, foundational, like, you know, understanding of basics. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's business, whether it's driving, whether it's math, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of where I feel with it, you know. And tech is super dope. I'm always like double down on tech, you know what I'm saying? I'm always invest in tech, but like there still needs to be some basic, you know, foundational grasp of whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love what you think. How long could you go?
Not long.
Not long? Like give me a time frame, maybe what? A couple hours a day?
Yeah, I could definitely do a couple hours a day. Without my phone or without technology?
Technology.
Inclusive.
Girl, that's both.
That's the thing. I mean, but if you think about it, technology is everywhere, right? So like my alarm is on my phone. I cut on my TV when I wake up just to see the news or the weather.
So how do older people get up, you know, in their day then?
I guess when the what was it, when the crow
crows or whatever they say, what they used to say,
and now, you know, got these blackout curtains. The sun ain't waking me up, so
there you go.
I would say a couple hours. Unfortunately.
Ooh, Mark, what you think?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's a phone thing. I can go somewhere on the phone, but you know, sometimes you kind of go through the house, you get ready to leave out, leave the phone in the crib, right? So, but by the time you figure it out, like, you know, you far away, like, damn, the phone at home. So initially, you frantic about it.
Yeah.
But you know, but
I ain't gonna hold you.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I don't think I can like do anything like without my phone right now. And I'm not even like tech dependent. But like, bro, like your phone literally is like
I use my calendar on my phone.
Everything is like regulated off of that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Your calendar, your notifications, your emails, like it's a mini computer.
Right.
Actually, I remember my cousin telling me this a couple years back. He's like super techy. He's like, no, this is not a phone. He's like, this is a computer first.
Right.
He said, it's a computer first, and it's like the phone access is secondary.
Right.
He's just like,
now I can go without talking to people.
The telecommunication and all that.
Right.
He's like, that's secondary. He's like, this is literally a computer first. This is what you're paying for.
Yep, I could be on my phone all day. And now they got this thing where you got a real good D&D when can't nothing get through. Because, you know, the regular do not disturb, if they call twice, they can get to you.
Yeah.
There's a new one where nothing gets through.
Shout out to the update.
Shout out to the update. Nothing gets through.
iOS.
Week of my wedding, I was on my phone, like, just scrolling. I was trying to, like, get everything together. And then maybe I cut it off, I think, right after the reception or whatever. I had, like, 50 missed calls. 40 texts. And I'm like, I've been on my phone this whole time and
ain't none of them joints like, that's what's up. That's a real do not disturb.
I have to communicate, and that it makes it even worse. Because if you're trying to disconnect from people, right, you would be like, well, I'm just gonna put my phone away. But now that I can disconnect from people and stay on my phone, I'm making it worse for myself. I'm making it a lot worse for myself. It's really bad.
So those are some of the positives with like technology, though, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say a positive. Right where I was going, Isla. The positive for me is that D&D, because I literally when I did the update to 16.6, what I did was I set a do not disturb time.
Yep.
For myself, and I took the idea. I can't take credit for it. I took the idea from my boss. My boss does it. She says, you know, when she goes home, she gets home roughly around 5. She's empty nester now. Both her kids, one is graduating from college, one is now at LSU.
Dope.
Nice.
Dope.
So she's like, when I get home,
great program.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she said it was on Do Not Disturb like at 5 o'clock or 5 or 6 o'clock. And she, you know how you can set the settings for the people that can bypass that.
Mhm.
Yeah, your
Mhm.
favorites.
Yeah, your
So,
favorites.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like your husband.
Right.
Your
Moms.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody else on that.
Right. So it's like you can set like your favorites or who can bypass that. And that's what I do. Like the people I know, like if they need to reach me. But I've seen a tremendous like load take off of me. And like my focus is a whole lot different now. Because
sure.
normally when I don't have that Do Not Disturb on, man, the thing, emails is just coming in. But you know, sometimes the email's not even about me. It's an ad, an email ad.
Mhm.
But then I'm thinking, oh, it's for me.
Right.
I go and check it. I'm like, man, it wasn't even for me. And then it distracts me from having time with my kids or even having time with my wife. So it literally mine comes on at 10 o'clock, but that's normally because that's normally when I try to wind down and go to bed.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten to the point at my boss. And as soon as I get home, cut it on.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
hard.
a slow
That's
progression.
a hard thing to do. It's a
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
But I definitely see the benefits of technology, man.
Oh, for sure.
Especially with kids. Because
For sure.
my little ones, well, Cody, my second born, he he's still months old, so he don't understand yet. But my firstborn, he don't care. I mean, he loves technology, and I've seen this probably because of me. Because you know, when I get with him, we play, but eventually I'm like, all right, I know what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we watch TV together, and there's a balance to all of that. Like, you know, all right, 15 minutes of your favorite show, that's it. And we started out really good with that, and then I got lackadaisical because I was like, you know, he's with me. You know, I got my phone here. You can watch your Paw Patrol, or you can watch your Firebuds on Disney Channel, or whatever it is. But but I put a limitation on the iPad. It's like that timer on the iPad screen time.
Yeah.
So I put that on, man. When that thing goes off, bruh, flips. He flips. But that makes me go back to the topic. It makes me check myself, like, what have I done to make my son feel so compelled that the world is coming to an end?
Once that joint flips out,
screen time is off.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is,
interesting.
what my wife has said, you know, deflect. You know, out of sight, out of mind.
What you mean?
Meaning, take the iPad away, give something else to him. So basically, when we're at home, when that iPad goes off, all right, bet, let's go get your toys. Now let's play. Right. So it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Okay.
You're no longer thinking about that iPad. Because we're doing something else.
Oh, okay.
But see, you're teaching
that time is when I was like, I want to watch.
Yeah.
You take it away. All right, let's play this. Oh, okay, Daddy.
Yeah, so he forgets about that.
It's like
Okay, I got you. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, boy?
Kids, like they said, we growing up. Like, that's an automatic reverse psychology thing. Like, you're always playing games with your kids. Right? Trying to stay a step ahead of them because you know what's going to happen. Like you said, a timer goes on. They use that timer metaphorically for everything that goes on, right? So if you know that, you know, their food, right, their favorite food, they're almost done with their favorite food, right? You need to have something ready for them. So when you see this is the last bite, about to go off. Like, wait a minute, I'm not done. I want some more. No, you know, you good. Still want something else. Right? So, and like you said, technology is a great thing, and it kind of helps with that, but it can be a hindrance if you don't stay on top of limiting the access. You know, what's going on. And
I'll take you a step further before you say what you're going to say, Mark. I mean, Mike, think about this. You don't want your child or anybody to think more highly of technology than you.
Right. Or to try to replace you with technology.
So
Wow.
that can easily happen, especially with a kid. Right?
Yeah.
You want to go play outside? No.
Right.
Because they want the iPad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now what you're doing, you're forcing them to do something.
Right.
Because you have set a habit or a standard that you could have easily dissolved or changed. Right. But because you didn't, you know, not everybody, but I'm speaking on me, honestly, because I didn't take the time to be involved with my son or play with him because I had to do other things that were pressing.
Right.
My son, when he comes in the door, he just wants me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I give him the iPad. He don't ask for it. Right.
Wow.
You know there till you give it to him.
Right. He don't know, like, yeah, he see the TV. He might say, I want to watch, you know, this, and this. But as far as the iPad is concerned, I give that to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to do better with balancing that. Right. Like, you know, hey, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're not getting that iPad, bro. You going to bed.
Yeah.
You know, we want
right.
It's just a balance. Like, I get it, road trips, gotta have
No, no, yeah, yeah.
gotta have
Yeah,
good technology. But like even like when we hang out, well, me and Isla and Mo hang out, like just disconnecting from the technology and reconnecting with my cuz,
right.
you know, reconnecting with the bros.
See what's going on with you.
Like it's different. Because,
Yeah.
you know, you got everybody's attention.
Right.
You know, and I get it. You know, things happen. You got to answer. I ain't tripping. But the whole 4 hours we together,
Right. Yeah.
on your phone, like,
Why
what
we
you
getting
come
up?
out for?
Why we getting up? You ain't
Because
talking.
we supposed to be making memories, man, and kicking it with each other, man. Like, you could have stayed home and just called in, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's from a relationship standpoint, right? Especially young relationships or young marriages, shall I say. Relationship. When you get to the point where you're getting home, you're looking more forward to unwinding with your phone
Right.
or your technology than who you talking to. Who you
Right.
It's bad.
It is.
That's what you get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's why you have to be intentional.
Listening to you, Jimmy Mack, it reminded me of a conversation I had with Alice's dad one time and Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And they was talking about you know, how kids like nowadays, like, you know, we don't get the opportunity or they don't get the opportunity to actually go out and be children.
The kids.
Right? Like, I mean, play like as far as like how to play, how to interact.
Yeah.
Because there's like, and again, to the technology thing, like they're in the house, in the basements, on the sticks, you know what I'm saying? Online,
Literally.
playing games, Call of Duty, NBA 2K, you know, whatever, Madden, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I remember growing up, and it's so crazy, like, I sound like my dad is crazy. I remember growing up, and like, what we used to do, we'd be out there, like, playing football. Like, Madden for us was legit, like,
Going out.
like shoulder to shoulder. We was shooting hoops. We was at run and shoot. We was like, that was like legit our idea of fun. And we still had video games. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. No, that wasn't the first pick. Being outdoors was the first pick. And I remember like them saying how like that has changed for this for the younger generation now. Like they don't go outside. They don't like there's no need to. Everything is like in the house.
Right. And I'm glad you said that because when I taught third grade, I looked forward to recess because that was my favorite time of the day. But my kids in third grade, I was like, yo, we're going outside, we're going to play kickball. The first question is, how do you play that?
Wow.
My third grade.
Wow.
We're losing recipes.
Wow. Wow.
8 or 9
That's
years old.
Wow.
crazy. You can't play
The
kickball.
basics. Kickball. I don't know. So I had, you know, you call them the little bases you just throw out there.
Right.
I had the bases.
Yeah.
All right, look, let me show you how to do this. All right, take this base. You know, we're going to put them all out.
Oh, my God.
What are these for? I'm like, man, I really got to
Oh my
explain.
God,
This
bro.
is first base, second base, third base.
Yeah.
So when you kick the ball, you go to first base.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay, then what do I go after? I said, oh, this is,
Right, break it down.
that's
break
when
it down.
I knew. I was like, so what? I said, what? You know what? Pause. What do y'all do for fun? Oh, man, they talk about every game on the Xbox, on the PlayStation,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they know how to load a
Nintendo-
Block 40
Nintendo
on Call of Duty easily.
all that. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
So we lost a lot of elements. We've lost a lot of elements. You know what I'm
Foundation,
saying?
for sure.
The foundations, you know, and
Yeah.
not to sound like an old head, you know, but like that's just not how it was when we grew up or when I grew up.
Yeah, I remember literally going outside with my neighbors and we had the water slides.
Yep.
Literally.
Oh,
Yep.
my God.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it. The water, they probably don't make them no more, but
Yeah.
literally had the long yellow, like
Yeah.
water slide,
Yep.
and you ran it all the way down.
Yep. And you just
Yeah,
the
slip
slip and
slide.
slide. Slip and slide.
Shoot,
Yeah.
in DC, we used to have block parties, and we called it the Johnny Pump. The fire hydrant, we called it the Johnny Pump. Like they would
Come on, open them.
open them joints up. Yeah, a whole water party on a block.
Let you play.
Yeah.
And let you
So
play,
I
man.
think, so I just feel like, so technology, I think in some cases, a lot of cases, like you said, all made valid points. It has its place,
Right.
but it's how you use it, right?
Mhm.
Like, I think if the world did not have the advancement of technology right now, I wonder where we would be.
It's
Because, you know,
it's kind of scary, bro.
He made a point earlier. You said that sometimes, in some cases, technology has come too fast.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm wondering if we were to pull back the speed of technology,
That's the thing. That's the question.
I wonder how would the world be affected by that? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause technology has helped with voting.
Bro, it's helped with everything. It's helped with everything.
I can't-
Healthcare,
healthcare.
like I mean, education, academics, like
like literally think about technology. It has helped long distance relationships with FaceTime.
Bro, it's
You know,
I know very well.
So
Most
Skype
of my, yeah,
and
like 3
Zoom.
years of my relationship was long distance.
long distance.
Yeah.
Telecommunications
FaceTime,
has been like huge,
Yeah.
right? You can FaceTime. You like
No, no Skype.
Bro, we old.
But it's interesting for me though because I feel like I got a little bit of both. Like I was born in the late '90s,
talk nice.
so
Okay.
when I was young, very little, we had slip and slides. We were hanging out with the neighbors' kids.
Mhm.
We did go to block parties, pool parties. Like fun for us was going to our cousin's house, our aunt's house, as you know.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until like I was in maybe like end of middle school, high school, when technology really got on scene. But even then, my parents were very, very strict. So like, I didn't have a Facebook. I didn't have an Instagram. I didn't have any of that stuff. And when I did, my mother was on everything.
Yeah.
She was very like, I'm going to be where, like, I know this is new for you. This is new for all of us. So I want to be a part of it to make sure, because, it's creepos.
Right. She had access to everything.
She had access to everything.
Yeah.
Everything technology. And so it was interesting, like, seeing, like, because y'all were saying, like, oh, with, like, the projector and stuff like that. It wasn't until I was in high school when they had the smart boards. Like, I was a senior when they just introduced the smart boards and everything like that. So to see kids now have iPad, like, I know that I saw a news story about how all the kids get laptops now. That was not a thing. That was I was carrying 4 textbooks.
They have their own logins.
And I had a heavy backpack. So it's interesting to see how things have changed. So I must say, my generation has experienced a little bit of the nostalgia area and this area now. And I gotta say, the nostalgia area was a lot more fun. Yes. Like you didn't have to worry about you didn't have as much stress. Yeah.
All of us honestly up here were born in the late 1900s, if you think about it.
The same group, late 80s, 90s. I mean, I may probably a little younger, but still.
I caught the tail end.
Right there.
But I'm still gonna claim my 1900s.
Just got in
just barely. I had 3 more years left.
Shout out to the band that's out here playing right now.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
What's happening?
Right. Like you said, like it's interesting how even in the schoolhouse, how technology has taken over the schoolhouse. And I know with your oldest in kindergarten, right? Like you come in now and you dare not just see a smart board. You see a touchscreen now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Touchscreen boards.
Right.
Do they still take textbooks home?
Yeah.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, so the textbook is like obsolete? Like
we're talking kindergarten.
Well, kindergarten. They still take like homework packets or like worksheets.
Okay, so they do print out stuff.
We do print out some things, but they also do the e-finance or whatever learning programs.
Wow. Okay.
And then outside the older kids, like first grade, primary up to 5th grade, who I work with K-5, pre-K to 5th grade. They have like Google Classroom, so like teachers can upload the worksheets as a PDF file, and the kids can annotate on that PDF file.
That's interesting.
It's no longer now what you're doing. It was why I said technology may be ruining us. Right. Now you're taking away penmanship. So
absolutely.
It was.
It was even hard with my generation.
I had to learn how to do it.
I didn't know how to write a check until like end of high school.
And those were basic, like
basics. No, when I was getting my first job and I had to fill out a check or whatever, I'm like, Mom, I didn't know how to do the envelope when you're mailing.
Oh, where to put the
another standard stuff, man.
And I had that issue like 15 years ago. And so now you think about now where you don't mail stuff anymore.
Yeah, you ask a middle school kid, average middle school kid, write their name in cursive.
Right.
And they're gonna look at you like,
that's
cursive. I don't do that. So
that's why
they're not writing anymore.
Old school will forever like be like it will always trump, technology for me. It will always, like, you have to know the basics. Like, you can build off of it
Yeah.
you know, and expand off of it.
Right.
But you have to have a foundation. If you don't have a foundation, which is what like the standards are, you know what I'm saying?
But you know technology is going, not technology. People are going down a rabbit hole when every time you ask them a question, they have to Google it. Because, and that's adults too.
Yeah.
Because now your technology is controlling your thoughts.
Your mind.
It's
Your
controlling
thoughts.
everything.
What
now.
you knew before, you question yourself now. Like, wait a minute.
You can't think for yourself.
Let me check that out.
Yeah, let me Google it real quick.
Before Google, we had Ask Jeeves. What was it?
Ask Jeeves. Oh, yeah. And the little paper clip.
Yeah.
You just have to.
You had to figure it out.
Open up a book.
But you know what? You still got the same outcome.
Yeah.
Like, technology has advanced that, but you still knew how to like think, how to like problem solve for yourself. If they pull technology away now, like what you have to live for? Like, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
What problem solving skills can you like rely on as a person, as independently?
So, okay, last question. This may be a rhetorical question. I just want to ask.
Yeah, I bet.
Just gonna ask. Could you do your job effectively without technology, Mark?
Mine currently no.
Nope.
I work from home.
Work from home.
Mine, I cannot. Not without technology.
I cannot. Not at all.
I definitely cannot. So technology definitely has an importance, right? But again, I think we all can agree it's how you use it.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Say no. Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
So if you had to give some advice to couples, not just married people, but just people in relationships about the uses of technology at home, what would be one thing you would tell them to try?
Mine would say, just don't allow technology to, govern your relationship, Like, let it be intrinsic, be organic, but, like, don't let technology, it's so easy for that to, like, separate, that
That's good.
bond that you have.
Isla, what you got?
Be intentional about bonding with each other, alone with each other, and not your phones. So if it's a matter of, if you can't keep your phone out your hand, you have to tell yourself, okay, when I come home, 20, 30 minutes, we're going to be, or an hour, we're going to be intentional about just talking to each other, asking how each other's day was, so we can connect as a couple and build on that. Yeah. Then you have to do it.
Agree.
Right. I would say to bounce off of that, and staying intentional around. Touch your family, touch your spouse more than you touch your phone. When you get home, if you always
was that a bar?
That was definitely a bar.
Like I said,
that was definitely a bar.
People go to the bathroom with their phone.
Yes.
At home, you got to do it.
Yes.
Like, touch your kids, touch your family, touch your wife, touch your man more. You touch your damn phone.
Straight
up.
Good.
I like how that.
I like that. Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
100. Hey,
I thought mine was gonna be good.
Right.
That's Magic Mark though.
You gotta drop the mic now.
Magic Mark, man.
All I'm gonna say is this, man. What's more important to you?
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The person in front of you, or what you're holding? Back to what you're saying. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that, y'all. Hey,
right.
3 points on the mic. Hey, we love y'all.
Yeah. All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Appreciate y'all rocking.
All right.